I thought I'd take a second while I'm putting this together to explain how to assemble clothing when you're crocheting them together. Hi everybody, welcome to Finish It February, a group project started by Roxanne Richardson. Make sure to go to her YouTube channel and show her some love. Today's project is a toddler hoodie. So I'm going to start by weaving in the ends because I just want to get that out of the way, and I think it'll be easier to do before I sew on the things because otherwise I'll just end up, tangling up the different pieces of yarn when I'm trying to put everything together. And since this garment has a very specific inside and outside, it's very simple to just weave in the ends along the seam here, and no one will ever be the wiser. I don't know where the original green yarn is, so I'm going to be using this from my stash just to put everything together. Okay, so I just want to share with you something that simply didn't work. The yarn I chose, it ends up looking way too obvious on the arms. That is disappointing, but that's okay. We're gonna fix it and learn from it. That shook my confidence a little bit. Yesterday I was about to give up hope, and then I decided that this toddler sweater is not going to break me. I went to 2 different stores. The first one I got this zipper at, and the second store I went to where I found this ball of yarn. And it's pretty close. I'm really crossing my fingers that it'll work on the sleeves. I guess we're gonna find out together. I thought I'd take a second while I'm putting this together to explain how to assemble clothing when you're crocheting them together. It's basically the same concept as sewing. I have the sleeve tucked in so that it's lining up, and then I used a bobby pin to hold the top fold of the top center of the sleeve in place. And then you just take both of these sections, and the 2 most common ways that I've ever used to put these 2 together, you can either do a single crochet or just a one like this, where this one makes it a bit flatter. So both of them work very well. So if you're not sure the difference, this one, you have 2 loops on your thing, and then you go put the yarn over and you go through again. The other way is you just go through and then take the piece of yarn that you brought up here. Don't put the yarn over. Oh, let me try that again. Don't put the yarn over a second time, and just take that loop and go straight through. Now I'm going to undo the last few stitches because I'd like to have everything uniform. So once I have the circular part of the shoulder of the sleeve done, I pull the sleeve so it's like this now, and I'm going to stitch up the side here and match the ends up there. Where's my handy dandy hairpin? There we go. That'll do just fine. It also works for knitting. Say if you knit your sweater in parts and you want to assemble it. Sewing is an option. You can just use a darning needle. That's very popular and very effective. But this is another option if it's something that, works for you. So I have it lined up the way I want it to be. And now the challenge is to get it to pin and stay where I want it. Wish me luck. I am going to unzip this and sew it together. There we go. Everything's attached. Nothing's attached to the back. We're going to start by poking through the fabric next to the zipper, and it's going to be the part that is going to be hidden. So in between the crochet or knitting and the zipper. And just pull it through, but don't pull too hard, because if you do, you'll pull the knot right through and you'll just have to go through again. So there is two different ways, actually there's probably more than two, but the two ways that I'm going to show you today are, the first one is the simpler one. Once you have the thread on this side here, you're going to poke through the yarn like so. I'd say like splitting the yarn, which is usually considered not so great if you're crocheting, but it works for sewing because when you put it on this side, you can't see the needle, at least not as if it's going through the fabric. And then when you would also catch the zipper like so, or the fabric next to the zipper is what I mean. Make sure you don't end up with a tangled mess. And pull it through. So I'll show you that again. It's similar to a hemming stitch if you've ever done any hemming, only it's a little more forgiving because the yarn is so thick you don't have to worry about it showing on the other side as easily. And you would just go through like that. And this is a very quick and simple way of doing that. Okay, so the second technique I'm going to show you is not that much harder. You would go about the distance of a large running stitch or a basting stitch. You would go through like this, just the zipper part, and then before you come through to the other side, you would split the yarn that would be on the other side of the running stitch. Pull that through, and then attach that to the fabric next to the zipper. And then, oh, that's gonna tangle if I pull it. Once you get into a bit of a flow with this, it'll be a little bit easier to do the first half and then do both splitting the yarn and going through the other side all in one motion. I'm not sure if there's a fancier name for the stitch I'm doing, but it's basically just a running stitch done in parts. We're officially done! Yay! I'll show you the garment a little bit closer. Got the stuff sewn up, the sleeves, oh, little stray thread. The zipper comes undone, and then hopefully it'll go back together nice and easily. There we go. Other sleeve. The cute little hoodie. I think this is going to make a young child very happy and hopefully keep them nice and toasty warm. Oh my goodness, that took a long time. Now it's time for the little reward. I think I am going to give myself a couple of stickers this time round because I can. Okay, let's start off with this little smiley face. I like these little hearts. So I'm just gonna put them in the same snowball because it's for the same project.